Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite books so far that I've read this year, and it is The Tidal Zone by Sarah Moss. It was published in 2016 by Granta, and it is currently a shortlisted title on the Wellcome Book Prize. I was actually contacted by the Wellcome Book Prize to talk about these books and to choose a title that I might want to be an ambassador for. As soon as I saw the shortlist, I was like, I want The Tidal Zone. That is the book I need to talk about. The Wellcome Book Prize is a celebration of literature, both non-fiction and fiction, which discuss medicine and health and the way it impacts our lives. And the winner will be announced on the 24th of April. So now, The Tidal Zone and why you need to read it as soon as possible. Tidal Zone is about Adam. He's a stay-at-home dad, and one day he gets a call that all parents dread, that something has happened to his daughter Miriam at school. She stopped breathing and her heart stopped. The family then constantly live of this fear of it happening again, because even though she's in hospital, the doctors just don't quite know what's happened, and there's this constant fear that they're waiting for the next time. It's a first-person narrative, and Adam is trying to kind of piece together a way of coping with this uncertainty of Miriam's life. It is one of the most perfect portraits, I think, of a family I've ever read. The characters are fantastic, but in between this narrative you have these little sections of Adam's research, because he's a lecturer, and he's studying the bombing and reconstruction of Coventry Cathedral. For me, is actually what attracted me to this novel, which might seem a little bit strange, but I'm actually from Coventry. I grew up in Coventry and Birmingham. The story of the bombing of Coventry in the Second World War has always fascinated me, because it's been always a story that's been told. There's this constant feeling of just like the people in Coventry who could see the planes coming over and something was going to happen, that constant state of being afraid and not quite knowing what to do. The idea of the stiff upper lip not being what everybody experienced. This text is about a family trying to reconstruct their family life after this event, in the same way that the people of Coventry are trying to reconstruct the cathedral after the aftermath of the Second World War. There are so many things I want to talk about, so I'm very aware this may become a ramble. One of the things I found really interesting actually was the fact that Adam, the narrator, is a stay-at-home dad, and that is a perspective that I've never read before. And the examination of parenthood and parental guilt, a certain level of competitiveness which comes out of us all at the worst of times. I think this is a perfect example of this. Look, I had not said, this is where you pay the price, love. For 15 years you go off every morning in your nice clothes and you get to say, actually, I'm a doctor. And you come home late to find your clothes clean in your drawers, your dinner in the oven, and the girls in their pyjamas with their homework done. I'm the primary carer, the one whose name and number are first on the forms. I'm the one they call when there's an incident, and I'm the one who got here first. So go home, Emma. Go click your heels and earn your money. The dialogue in this text is some of the best I've ever read. The conversations between Adam and Miriam, sparring with each other, and for Adam that's the sense of Miriam being okay, which I relate to, because I think that's me and my parents quite a lot. Like, if I'm arguing against capitalism or patriarchy, I'm fine. Sarah Moss is really about today's political situation and society. There's discussion of immigration and of Brexit, which I really liked, and Miriam herself is an amazing character. She has like a piece of clothing which says, because patriarchy won't fuck itself, or something like that, and I understand that. That was me as a teenager, that is me as an adult now. I want that piece of clothing. There are discussions about privatisation and the NHS and the impact of that on society and how we get care. So it is a novel very about individual family life, but also about wider society, and a very relevant wider society. Like I said earlier, I did really enjoy the bits of history about Coventry and Coventry Cathedral. One, just because of a personal reason, because it's something that I remember kind of growing up with stories about, but also in terms of a person who's in an academic environment at the moment, and so looking at research interests and where research is funded, and a life of an academic, someone trying to make money out of research, and the politics behind academia is in this book. I think the combination of so many different elements, from the poetic writing of ordinary family life to the narratives of Coventry, and to the kind of the exploration of current political issues, all done in this really quite small novel. It's not that long. I thought was just kind of genius, really. It left such a profound impact on me that I do want to give it to every single person I meet. And it's recently come out in paperback, and when I've been going in Waterstones, I've kind of been looking at it, wanting people to buy it. I think it's an important book, as well as being a very beautiful book, and that's why I wanted to be an ambassador for it, and I wanted to champion it in the Wellcome Book Prize this year. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video and that now you want to go and pick up The Tidal Zone by Sarah Moss, because believe me, you will not regret it.